morning.
Good morning, how you doing? It's always funny, you always put me on full screen when I'm busy searching and doing stuff, and I look up and I think, oh my god, I'm on big screen. Take myself off again whilst I'm still searching. Oh my gosh, how are you doing? How is everybody this morning? Good morning to everybody. Good morning on everyone that's on HPQ's Mixcloud. Wolf Michael Vista, morning. Verona, D Brown, they swap mix. You know, I love those two. They move from yours to mine, mine to yours. I love that. They're sharing the love. So good morning, Donald, and Verona to you. On Sharky, Spice Nice, Jack's Happy, Laurie, Kelsa P, Fly Out, Mel J. Bling, I should say. Nearly said Bing. So good morning to you guys on the Breakfast Flight Show. Nice to see you here. What's been going in, Sharky? Anything? Did I miss anything this morning?
The only thing I spoke about this morning was what happened at Gatwick this morning at 7 o'clock. It was evacuated on the North Terminal. So they evacuated the terminal for an hour and a half. Yesterday I took my son to the North Terminal around about that time. I think just about a couple hours. So he may have been on the plane by then, but yeah, it's not something nice, you know, when you're going on holiday. You don't want to be like coming out thousands of people, security, staff, everyone. It's a nightmare.
It's like when they lock down a main railway station like King's Cross or London Bridge. The effect is the same. Yeah. Millions of people trying to get somewhere with nowhere to go and just hanging around. Now, talking about Gatwick Airport, actually, last week there was a fight on a Gatwick plane and it saw 4 people detained and police are appealing for witnesses. Let's see if we get that. Yeah, this was last week. So Sussex police are investigating a report of a suspected fight on a flight from London Gatwick Airport. Guess where it was going?
Jamaica.
Yes, you got it. Yay! Come on, Jamaicans. You know you like to fight when you drink the rum. No, so the incident took place on a TUI flight from actually it was from Montego Bay coming back into Gatwick. So the flight was in transit. We don't know what happened. All I know is that somebody was drinking too much rum. Too much rum.
And it spoils it for everyone else, because obviously, you know, if you're a person that likes your rum and, you know, you drink rum, then on the certain flights, they'll, you know, want to cut down if people are getting drunk, you know. But people need to know how to behave themselves on airplanes. You don't fight on airplanes. You just don't do that.
Listen, some people can't handle their liquor. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. And we see it many a times. It's been the causes of murders, falling out with friends, falling out with family, all sorts of things. And I just think once you combine any kind of substance that's not good for your mind, whether it be drugs or alcohol, it does affect you. It does affect your reasoning, your sense of reasoning. There's no reasoning skills whatsoever. Alcohol just strips that away. Yeah. And on a fight, I mean, what's that going to do on a plane? It's like taking out a gun and trying to shoot it on a plane. You're going to kill everybody, right? Well. If you do that. And fighting as well. I mean, for all the people in seats and you're too big. I think they were grown men. Let's hope they were grown men.
Most probably had too much, you know, stupid, silly arguments. Now they're going to spoil their time coming back, or they're going to spoil their holiday or whatever it is. But, you know,
well, they'll definitely be banned from flying on TUI.
Yeah.
So they'll have to go British Airways or Virgin and pay a lot more money in future for that little fight, for that little bit of disrespect. Maybe the man was chatting up the man's woman. You know what us Jamaicans are like.
But still no reason to be fighting. And, you know, if he's chatting up a woman, I mean, you know, it's going to happen. And you just talk and you just, you know.
It's going to happen. Leave the woman them alone. That's what you're supposed to say. Is it? There was a tune about that. Now, that was Leave People Business Alone. Leave People Business Alone. And mind your own. Yeah, leave people woman alone. But we don't know what it was about. We don't know if it was alcohol. It could have been someone leaning on an armrest. I'm tired of sometimes being the small person in the middle. I refuse to sit in the middle seat if there's 2 big people next to me, because they take all the arm room and expect me to sit like that in the seat or fly. It's the most uncomfortable feeling. No. So we don't know, but Audrey is laughing. Audrey, good morning to you. Fly Out, Mel J. Bling. She's Jamaica, yes. Only us Jamaicans, right? Someone bought some Ray and nephew. Someone bought Uncle Ray and his dutty nephew along on that flight. Okay, sorry, I'm doing a few bits. It's all a bit of excitement because I resigned from my current job yesterday. I officially gave my notice in, and I'm just seeing all sorts of things bouncing from my agency saying let's start the offboarding process. It was very interesting. I knew from a couple of weeks ago, but I kind of just hung on a little bit. I wanted to wait until all the referencing was actually completed and that everything was a-okay before I gave him my resignation. I don't know about people giving him resignations when they receive the contract, because anything could pull back from there. They could turn around and say, well, reference is wrong, it's not coming great, so we're not going to rescind on the offer and all sorts of things. So I wanted to wait until everything was sorted. But I'll tell you something, right? I've worked in banking for a long time now, and I'm used to referencing. I'm used to full-blown let's dig into your past referencing. I mean, the last job I had went back, when I worked for Persian, it went back, I don't know, about your whole job history they wanted referencing for. And now normally companies just like 5-year history, which is fine. So before that, you can lie about what's on your CV because they won't go past 5 years, by the way. And not unless you're going into some kind of high security, needing SC clearance government job, then don't lie. Don't lie about your qualifications. Don't lie about your jobs. Don't lie about your family. You have to put everything clear because they will absolutely go through the clearance properly. This is security clearance. I've been through one of them before. But with banking, they go back 5 years. As with most companies. Now, this is the first company that I'm joining that decided to say, send me your income tax records from HMRC. You can scrub out any of the payments or whatever you've earned, but we want your income tax records to show when you started and when you stopped your jobs for your official start dates. So I'm downloading my income tax records and I'm thinking, what's this job 3-4 years ago? I don't remember this job here from A Sons and Co. I don't know what this is. So it's so weird. It was a job I did for 3 weeks during COVID. I worked as a teaching assistant, a SEN teaching assistant, whilst I was in between jobs. I'd left my big job at HSBC and didn't want to work, and I thought, well, I'll do a little bit during COVID time, and worked at a school and found, no man, these kids are out of order. These kids are out of order. I need to slap down a couple of them and I'm going to get in trouble, so I need to leave. So I did that for a couple of weeks, and yeah, that was one that was missing, so I had to go and get that reference. So it's all fun and games. But yes, I gave my resignation in to my employer yesterday. It was so funny. She knew what it was about. You know, when quick chat, 10-minute chat, you know you're doing something. Yeah. So I think it was expected. So off I go, another new job. Again, I am off. I'm off to the Netherlands.
Since I've known you, I can't believe the amount of jobs that you've had. You've had so many, like, always on some interview. And she doesn't tell me.
No loyalty.
Never ever say, I'm going for a job. It's just like, I've got a new job. Anyone else like that?
To be quite honest with you, what it is that, especially as I've got older, I just don't have much patience. I was working as a contractor, which was meant to go permanent, and my boss couldn't decide what she wanted to do. Not quite a yes, not quite a no. Well, my mortgage... I can't wait on your yeses or nos, so I've decided to go.
Make sure that you're secure.
So I need to make sure I'm secure, and I've got to do that by any means which, and that's not by being loyal to a company. I've learnt this by being. I was made redundant probably 4 or 5 times in a trot at one point. In the early 2000s when it was .com companies blew up and burst again. And 5 times in a trot I got made redundant, and I realised that loyalty counts for nothing, especially in this day and age. What do you get? A watch after working for them for 30 years? A watch?
No, after 38 years you get this pass that just allows you to travel all over.
Yeah, that's if well, not now. Not now.
You don't get it now. 1996 they stopped that.
Not now. So I don't know if loyalty's worth it for me. What's the point of me saying I've spent 30 years in this job? I've learned a skill that has profited this company for 30 years. What has it done for me? And if it's just solely paying my bills, well, I can do that from any job. Why do I need to give that to one employer? That's like having the same bank account for 30 years. That doesn't make no sense to me because you can't see what else is out there. You don't know if you're getting any more benefits or rewards. And so I go out there and scout myself around. I'm a tart when it comes to working. I'm a proper pro. I move myself about. I'm a prostitute of working. Telling you.
Well, for me, it's just like one job I had like 38 and a half years, and then I left that after that, and I'm now reaping the rewards from that now, and I'm absolutely enjoying it. But you know what? I do props to those people that can do all those, and it keeps your you current as well, like what you do.
It
and stuff
does,
like
and
that,
you're never
you know.
afraid to interview. You know, I remember some people, I think it was some members of my family that had worked for a company for 30 odd years, got made redundant, and had to apply for a job and had no idea how to even compile a CV, no idea how unscrupulous the employment agencies are. So when you go and apply for a job, some of them don't even get back to you. Just don't bother. They get in contact with you, got a great job, you seem like a good fit, and then you never hear from them again. And it's the most hardest thing is job hunting and being turned down. And then even when you apply for jobs that you think that you are overqualified for and they turn you down, it's just like, hello, I've got more than enough experience. So no, I have no loyalty whatsoever. I collect the money and I give what I give when I'm in the job, and I give my 110%. And when it's all over, or when it's time for you to start treating me like I'm supposed to say, yes, massa, I'm off ski. Off. None of this take employers to tribunal. I'm off.
Oh dear.
Yes.
There you go. Because at least, you know, like I said, it keeps you being used to being interviewed, because it's not easy after a while, even though you do a job. Like, I've got certain experiences, and if I had to go into an interview, it's like, for me, it's like a nightmare. I'm like, you know, doing a CV, sitting down in the interview. Obviously, you know what they want to hear and stuff like that, but it's like, especially if you want it and you're up against so many people, you know, and I know what that's like, because, you know, I was speaking to something like 700 something people for 10 jobs back in the day, and I didn't even have the experience at the time, you know, and yeah, it's just, yeah, it was just difficult. So yeah, I'm not going to go through that ever again.
And it's not easy. And it's not easy getting a job. Now, this new job I got, I had to do a presentation. I had to send them a presentation. They asked some questions. I had to send the presentation. I'm expecting them to answer questions on my presentation. And they said, nope, you answered all the questions. Great presentation. Thank you very much. I'm like, oh, okay, great. Thanks, Chat GPT.
I'm sure they're used to it now.
No, it wasn't. I used it just to make sure that it was concise. But no, it wasn't ChatGPT. Oh, but I'll tell you one thing. Yesterday I was going through, and I periodically go through my bills, because it's the time of, you know, the new bills coming out. And I was looking at bank accounts thinking, you know, what am I doing with this Barclays bank account that's charging me £5 a month for what? What rewards am I getting from it? So I go through everything quite regular. So I was looking at, okay, let me switch, because I've switched to First Direct and I've got my £175. What else can I switch now? What else can I get? You know me, I'm always looking for a bargain.
Actually, no, that's what I should
I'm telling you.
I've been with the same bank for like over 40 years.
What does the bank do for you? What do you get?
Nothing. I get some benefits for, you know, paying a little bit. No.
Do you get like Disney, Netflix, anything like that? Worldwide travel insurance, anything?
Yeah, I get travel insurance.
That's
it. I have
it.
to pay for it though. I get travel insurance. I get the breakdown. I get the phone cut. I get all these. Yeah, but you you told me before, so.
I did that. That was through my Halifax account. I was paying £20 a month just for the benefit of getting worldwide travel insurance and mobile phone insurance. I bought my mobile phone insurance for £69, and I bought my travel insurance for £79. What am I paying £20 a month for this bank account for? So that's what you do. Instead of you getting these perks from your bank accounts, just go and check out what it would cost if you bought them individually. Banks are wrapping up these packages like you're getting a really good deal, and you are not. It is cheaper for you to go get quotes outside of that. I mean, if you've got a Nectar card, go through your Nectar card. If you're collecting Avios points, go through your Avios points on Go Compare and sites like that. Go buy your travel insurance, and you can get Avios points as well as cheaper insurance, let alone paying your bank £20 a month and you're not getting anything, not even nothing. So I found out all these Avios points that I can get from all these things. So I'm collecting now. I've converted my Nectar points into Fly points, and I'm collecting to fly. That's all I want to do, is go on holiday. Kelsa P said, left Barclays long time ago, Nationwide all the way. Well, I was going to Nationwide because you get £175. They accepted me and everything. And then I thought, well, I'm a mortgage with Barclays and I get a really good rate because I bank with Barclays. So let me keep that on there till June, and then I'll go and swap with Nationwide again. But that deal for £175 ran out yesterday, so that switch has gone. But there's more out there that you can get. But the other thing that it led me on to researching is what about all these bank accounts? I mean, if I've had so many jobs, I've had just as many bank accounts, right? And you don't know if you spent all the money in your bank accounts or your credit cards or if you owe. So I was thinking, God, there needs to be something where you can go and check all your bank accounts, a bit like your pension. There's no place where you can check all your pensions to see if you've had one at an ex-employer. Well, they do for bankings. It's called mylostaccount.org. So what you do is, and I did this yesterday, you know me already, you put in all the addresses you've ever had, and if you've got any kind of banking details, if you remember any of them or any kind of evidence, you upload all of that. It does a search. So it's together with all the banks, all the high street banks and all the high street building societies, conforms a little conglomerate, and you can put all your details in and they will check through all the banks and building societies whether you've got any dormant accounts, any lost accounts, any accounts that have got money in it and so forth. Well, I had a great time going way back through all my old addresses, logged everything in the system. Give me 90 days and I'll tell you if I've found any money. But I think it's a good idea, because when you move, sometimes you forget and you don't realise if you shut an account or haven't shut down a bank account.
Listen, with most black people, if they have money in their bank, they're going to make sure it come out before they close the account down, right? So there ain't going to be no money. I can tell you that now. There ain't going to be none.
Well, for those that want to check, just in case you might have an account that you may have left some money in, yes, you can use this service, mylostaccount.org. Go in, enter all your addresses. Now, don't be afraid, right? And in the last 12 years, if you've run away from banks and owed them money, don't look this up, because the banks will find you, right? But if it's been longer than 12 years, you know there's a statute of limitations before that has to pass, that they can no longer chase you for money. I believe it's 12 years. So if you've owed a company and it's been more than 12 years, they can't legally chase you for the money. So if your bank accounts are more than 12 years old and you owed them money, they will not come back after you. Okay, the statute of limitations. So for those that are nervous about giving you details, don't worry about that. But just give all your details in and go try it. Now, Kelsa P says, love this HPQ, I'm on it. Yeah, get on it, man. You never know. Like the car thing. Lease the car on PCP, apply to your car company, get that template in, even though the FCA says they might do a blanket compensation. As well as your bank accounts, go and do that as well. Now, Susie Cruz has been with Nationwide since 1989. Susie, I've got to talk to you, Susie. Susie, there are other bank accounts out there that can help you and give you more for your buck. NatWest was 2 teeth in, all of them are. You just need to find the right ones that are not charging you. Please. I know Nationwide have a flex account which doesn't charge you, which is very good. I saw that yesterday. But all these charges on bank accounts and trying to give you Disney and Netflix and all that, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Susie, go look for a different one, please. Or reapply to Nationwide.
There you go. So I just remembered, like, there's some reward scheme that you get. And every now and then, I mean, like, if I looked into my account now, there's actually some money and I could do whatever I want with it or transfer it back into my account. And I normally transfer it. It's around about £20 or £25 a month for whatever. So, yes, there is some give back, but I will look into that. Yes.
Yeah. So. Well, please check it out, because Barclays was doing that. They were doing a reward scheme whereby you pay, I think it's £5 a month. If you've got 2 or more direct debits coming out, they give you back that £5. And then you were getting the Blue Awards in terms of your spending. So I built up, I was getting like £80, £90 a year from that. Well, they stopped that, but they're still charging you £5 a month. And what are you getting for that £5? Nada. Well, so I'm going to wait until my mortgage renews again in June, and then I'm going to relinquish my Barclays bank account.
Well, I'm looking at this reward now, and I've got £31 in there, and there's £5.30 pending. So that's £36 waiting for me. Yes, I'll be transferring that into my account.
But how much do you pay every month to get your £5 reward?
Don't know, but I get everything else as well, because even if I get that, I still use all the benefits that they do give me. I think it's about 6 or 7 benefits. I use them all. I think there's only one that I don't use, but most of them I do use. So, but I will look into it and I will let you know. I will report back to you.
Yep. And Chandel says, since lockdown, all shop awards, Halifax and Sandair, were giving you reduced and you were being offered rubbish. Yeah. Check out those 7 rewards that you're getting, because I'll be surprised if you're getting 7. They've chopped and changed these reward schemes for the past couple of years and given you the bare minimum and charging you a lot of money for that. Like, I don't know, home emergency, RAC. If I've got a brand new car, I don't need RAC to come out and do my car, so that to me just doesn't work. It's good if you've got an older car and your car's prone to breaking down. Well, yes, all of that is superb. In fact, I'm sure I've got an RAC account where they owe me money.
But I like having my breakdown because but you got to be careful with some of the breakdown covers, because if it's an accident that you've had, then it's not covered, which obviously a lot of people don't know. I found that out when I think I hit a curb. I was up in Essex somewhere, and I hit a curb coming around the corner. I should have actually sued the council because there was no lights, and busted my tyre. And then
you was in Streatham, actually.
No,
I remember.
Not that one, no.
Oh, so another one now.
No,
2 bus tyres.
2 bus tyres, yeah. When I called the AA, and I told them what happened. They said it's an accident. We won't tow you. But what we'll do is we'll get a tyre person out, and I had to pay about £200 and something to replace. So they wouldn't tow me back to my house because it was classed as an accident, which meant that I had to actually look at the AA and add on the accident. So yeah.
You should have just said, you don't tell me you had an accident. Just my tyre's blown out.
No, I didn't know at the time.
You know now.
At the time, I know now. But the thing about it is, if you do have an accident on the motorway. Let's say if you crash in the back of someone and you call them up, then you're going to have to be paid. You know, it's about £300 or £400 to tow yourself back to London or wherever you're going. So that's something to look out for if you do have one of these bank accounts that has these benefits and that. Look at what the deal is. You know, if I have an accident, will you tow me back free?
Yeah, as they say, read the small print. You know, when you get the terms and conditions and they're about 20 pages long that no one ever reads. Yeah. We need to read them, or we need to ensure that when you're getting sold any of these deals, that they tell you the pertinent details, i.e. the things you really need to know. And I've started to do that for things that I've bought. I'm not reading through 10 pages of thou and this and thine and wherein language that doesn't make any sense to people. Give us plain English. Give us 10 bullet points, what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do. All these 20 pages. It's no wonder people get caught out.
Somebody told me, and it wasn't you, and said that if you do have, these long, small
terms and conditions,
terms and condition, put it into ChatGPT and ask for a simple summary, and it will give you all the pointers that you need to look out for, and that's something that works.
Yeah, that's good, but it's still people reading and doing that, you know.
Yeah, but at least you know the terms and you know what you're signing for, so that it brings out the main points. It takes away all the rubbish that and it just gives you all the main pointers, which is what you need to know in the terms and conditions, because you still need whatever it is that you're signing for, pages and pages. We just sign it. They know we're just gonna sign it. But if you put it in the chat and ask for a summary, a breakdown, a simple summary, it will give you the main pointers of things that you actually need to know.
Oh, well, that's good. But don't forget, ChatGPT doesn't take every kind of attachment. It's very receptive to PDFs, not so receptive to Word documents and things like that. So some stuff it will and won't do. But there's other
it's better,
Gemini.
It's better than nothing, isn't it? It's better than just signing your life away.
Absolutely. But that's for people that know how to use.
You don't even know.
That's for people that know how to use ChatGPT. If you don't, give me or Sharky a call. We'll talk you through it. Okay. When we come back, we'll talk about Academy Awards and black actresses and actors. Got a great story on that one.
Going okay. That's in May.
And do you know what? I was just looking at Verona saying she pays £99 a year. You are robbed. Seriously, I'm literally doing a quote for myself to see how much I could get it for the year, and you've been paying AA Do not. The one thing I've got to say to you people, and I really got to make it clear: do not stay with a company for years thinking you are getting the best deal. You know, when they automatically renew it for you, they bump up the prices. It is cheaper if you move. There is nothing you get for being loyal and staying with them year in, year out. Not unless they're rebating you. Do you stay with them? So Verona, please, I beg you, go shop around, go compare the market, open up an account, put your details in one time, and it will throw out a range of suppliers that will quote you, and I'm telling you, it will probably be cheaper than your £99 a year that you're paying, and it pays every year to go through everything. Whoever you're doing business with, that being your broadband, your mobile, your banking, everything, it doesn't pay to stay with the same supplier. I know it's arduous, and I know it's like, oh, I can't be bothered. Do it. You will save money in the long run.
Do you know who one of the biggest robbers are? Sky. Sky. I tell you what, I'm so glad when I gave up Sky. They are one of the biggest. They offer you all these things, and they give you a great deal at first. And as the years go by, and most people, you know, they forget and they carry on paying Sky when it goes up and up and up. But with Sky, once you turn and you leave them, they will come with a big offer. And sometimes the offer is good, but you still need to check it out. So get rid of Sky and get one of them.
Well, I stopped using Sky ages ago. And it's not just Sky, it's every company. When your deal runs out, they have no obligation to tell you your current deal's running out. All you'll see on your monthly bill is an increase. I've seen an increase in my mobile phone payments. It's just suddenly jumped. So that's causing me to put a phone call into Sky to say, I'm leaving. All right, we'll reduce it. Thank you. And why don't they just reduce it anyway? But they know that not a lot of people will check, and it's the same with your broadband, right? These 18-month deals, which is just a con. The year is fine for me, not 18 months or 2 years. I don't even know if you're going to be here in 2 years' time. But it is a big con, and they're going to put up the price halfway through. So you sign up for the deal, you get this mouth-watering deal, pay £28 a month for your broadband. Halfway through, they're going to put the price up back to the original price that it was probably on offer for, and then by the time that deal finishes, it goes right back up because the costs of living have gone up, so you're paying it anyway. So when you feel like you're getting a good deal, you're not, but just threaten to leave. And you do know that if any company hikes their prices up mid-contract, you can step out of that contract without paying any kind of redemption fees because they've changed it. So if Sky suddenly decided, or your BT decided to, within a year of your contract, that they're hiking up the prices, you can actually leave them without paying any termination fees because they've changed the pricing. I think you've got something like 30 days.
Yeah, that's if they haven't warned you about it.
Yeah.
Because normally they would warn you and say, the price will increase, blah, 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 within that year.
But even if they've warned you, you're allowed to terminate your contract. Because they've increased the price, you can say, I don't want this and I'm going to step out.
Okay. And on that note, I think it's time for a break.
I had to make sure I didn't bust out of my top there. I was watching the screen. It was like the other day we were out, actually, this lady, she was she had a full chest, a very full chest, and she was dancing, and all you could see is just the breasts that were moving. It was so funny. They had a life of their own, took on a whole life of their own.
Was that when we was on the Weekender?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember. You could see just these things bouncing up and down, very firm. Just
they were as well. The right juicy pair they were. But anyway, coming back to Kimmy Kim, she said she tried to end her contract with Sky a couple of months ago, and they said they can't because it's a contract. That's because yes, you are in contract, but if they did raise the prices, as soon as they raised the prices, Kimmy Kim, go in there and end your contract with Sky. You can do that. All right, so just wait until they do that, and they should be doing it round about now. March, April are the times that companies come in and raise all their prices. So you'll be seeing emails, all right, and don't miss them because they'll just send you an email. We're raising the price now. This is the new price, and if you miss that, then it just gets raised and you see it in your bank account. But check your bank account every month for details. Make sure that the right amounts of money's been taken out and everything. And talking about that, I was checking my bank accounts for Shein because I'm a Shein orderer, right? Top Shein orderer. And what I've noticed is the way that they give back your refunds. Now, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, that what you pay for, what you get back is not the same. It's not like Amazon. If you go to Amazon and you say it's defective or it's not working, you get the full price back. If you start saying that you don't like it, you don't want it, Amazon are going to deduct a return fee. Well, Shein, what they do is if you return a good majority of the items that you got for the saver discount, because you have to say £50. If you order more than £50, you'll get this discount of 25%. If you're returning more than £50, they deduct that 25% off each item that you paid, and you get back less than what you paid. So they're taking a huge amount of money from each item, which is more than what they would charge, which is more than a return fee charge. Most companies will charge $2.99 for a return bag, but Shein is doing it from each item. So please, people, check that. When you're ordering from Shein and you're returning, not all items get a full discount back, especially if you've used one of their saver tokens and got a massive discount. They will discount the item down. So if you paid £17 for it, say for example on the Shein website it said it's £17, but you got it for £10 and you've paid £10, Shein will refund you something like £8 or £7. Yeah, I'm noticing that, so I'm having a big argument with them at the moment. They say it's in the returns policy. On my mobile phone, the returns policy doesn't come up. So if it comes up on my machine, I'm in trouble. If it doesn't come up on my machine, I can hold that against them and go and do all sorts of things. But still, I've had to track my returns for the way that they do it. You can't see what card it's been taken off from Shein. And if you're like me and you've got a couple of cards, it's like, where's this money? Where's the refunds coming back to? It doesn't quite correlate. So there's a lot of back work I'm doing with Shein at the moment to try and work out what they actually owe me and whether it's worth continually shopping there. It's a little bit of a teeth. And then it doesn't help that the US has placed massive tariffs, so we're going to see the prices rage, and Europe is doing the same. These high street companies do not want Shein taking over the market. They start talking about these clothing landfill sites and that we're chucking away our clothes. Well, if I buy something from Henny's, it's just the same thing. Same as Zara, same as seen on the screen. None of them are any better than Shein. They just want to charge a lot more money for the pleasure. Okay? So be careful, people, when you are buying from Shein and returning items, because you are not getting your full refunds back. And it's sporadic as well. There's no pattern to it. It takes about 2 weeks or so to get your money back, and then you've got to trace it depending on how often you return stuff back. So it can be difficult out there. Don't say I don't give you any warnings. And Verona, I got a quote for car breakdown. Now, this could be because I've got a new car. My car's just a year old. £29 for the year. In fact, the cheapest was £21.99 with a 30. That's Ping Insure. I have no idea who they are. But all of these companies, Rescue My Car, Eversure, LV, Green Flag. RAC on here is £51.99. AXA want to charge me £80.66. Why AXA is so different from this £21 one that I can see at the top? They're offering the same thing.
Do you know what? And what a lot of people don't realise, and what I've found out about some of these car recovery companies, what they do is like with AA, you'll pay for AA, and most of AA will have their vans and everything. But if they don't have a van available, they will send somebody from another company, and they all do it. So whichever company you work with, they all work with each other, and they say, okay, we can't do this. Can somebody in that area, let's say for instance you're in Scotland or you're in Wales or some deep part of Devon, and there's a company around there that can recover you, they will pay them a surplus and they will come and recover you and take you wherever it is. So the company will pay them. So whatever you're paying the company, they will source it out. So going with some of the smaller companies, they do have this alliance with a group of people, but we don't know that. We don't know that.
It's a bit like most companies do that. They'll farm out the work if they haven't got enough people. I was having, I think, my broadband fixed, and I see another company come out. Who are you? This is not the company I asked for. Oh, exactly. They farm the work out. He had to show me his ID badge and everything because I really wasn't looking for that.
Some brought down van truck come to us. It was like, huh? This ain't the AA. But they recovered us and they took us.
Yeah. Now, Verona. Yeah, I know you're putting all of that, but that doesn't mean to say that no other company can come and do that. That doesn't mean to say no other company can do that at all, because they can.
Yeah, they all
They
have
can.
that deal. Yeah.
Correct. So if I show you this very quickly, Verona, I'm going to put it up on screen just for you, right? Right, this is the cheapest quote going on. This is Ping, right? £21.99. What's included? Roadside assistance, local recovery, nationwide recovery, onward travel, home start, relief driver, emergency overnight accommodation, car hire, misfueling, out of fuel, electric vehicles. Flat batteries are covered.
And
I'm not going to read out all of it, sorry.
Go into Ping, go into Google, type Ping review, and find out what people are saying about the company, because obviously you get a lot of feedback there as well.
Yes, of course. So, Verona, please shop around.
We should start a breakfast flight show information company, right? Power.
We've got the power. We certainly have. We certainly have. Totally forgot it's April Fool's Day as well. April Fool's Day. The 1st of April.
Got the thing. Anybody got any good April Fool's jokes or received any? Was anybody April Fools this morning? Has anybody been April Fooled?
I haven't got an April Fool's joke, but I have got some information for you.
Mm-hmm.
Some pertinent information that I think everybody should know. It's really important to know this.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so, and I'm teaching you some biography here, all right?
Okay.
Biography? Oh, what's wrong with me? Biography. Some biology here. So, kangaroos, I found this out the other day. I've got an app that tells me some weird facts, science, and all sorts of things. Let's come away from bank accounts and unscrupulous companies for a minute. Mm-hmm. And let's talk about kangaroos. Because kangaroos have a very strange phenomenon. Kangaroos have 3 vaginas.
Yes, I know.
How do you know that?
Because you told me the other day.
Why did I tell you?
Exactly.
And apparently this setup is shared by all marsupials. They all can have 3 vaginas. And apparently they have 2, right? They've got 2, and when they get pregnant, they develop a 3rd one. It automatically just comes up. So one side carries the sperm to the 2 uteruses, and I think the other one carries urine to the bladder, somewhere like that. I should study it properly and come out. But 3, we have 1. 3. Imagine what men could do with 3. Then there'll be no need to go cheat. Which one can I go in today, honey?
I'm sure there was a story about a woman that had 2.
I bought the story. It was me that bought the story, yeah.
And she had 2 men, and
2 men.
One used one and one used the other. Yeah, I don't know how that worked out.
So maybe we need to be kangaroos in our new life, you know? We need to evolve into kangaroos, ladies, so that we can have 3 on the trot. No problem. And then but that's not your hole, babe. It belongs to Joe. Oh, I'm telling you, it could be good fun. It could be good fun. Why not? Mix things up just a bit. But no, in all seriousness, coming back to some serious news. I was reading about this morning. Halle Berry was saying that Oscars aren't meant for black women. Now,
Halle Berry.
Yeah, Halle Berry.
Yeah.
You call her Halle? Halle Berry? I thought it was Halle Berry.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone aspired to be like Halle Berry, didn't they? Everyone liked the haircut. She was such a beautiful woman. And she was a very, very good... I mean, when she first starred in... what's that film she first starred in? With the feet. With the feet. What's it called?
With Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. What's it called again?
Yeah.
Someone name the film, please. Someone on Mixcloud name the film.
What was the name?
Yes. She wasn't a brilliant actress in that film, but since then, I mean, when she got her Oscar for, I think it was it Monsters Ball? She was absolutely brilliant. Brilliant actress. I've loved her since in films. But she's the only black actress to have won an Academy Award. Still. Most of the black actresses have won it for... That's it. That's the one. Thank you, whoever put that in. Boomerang. She's the only black actress to have won an Academy Award, and everybody else such as Viola Davis, Angela Bassett. They've all won supporting actresses roles. They haven't won the best actress award. And every time that they've come up against a nominee, they've always lost out. Like the likes of Meryl Streep. But if Meryl Streep's on there, Meryl Streep is winning. It's as simple as that. I mean, Meryl Streep is a great actress. Don't get me wrong, she really is, and I've loved all of her films. But she's not the best. And if you keep putting people in that coveted title, then nobody else will have a chance whatsoever. So, you know, it's hard. It's hard out there. And the worst thing is, there's been some absolutely fantastic films that have been out there that they've all starred in. I think it was Davis was nominated for her role. I think it was in Billie Holiday. It was either Billie Holiday and Mrs. Rainey's Black Bottom, one of the two. But they both lost out to another lady for her portrayal in Nomad Land. I don't even know what film that was. I didn't even check out the film. But less than 4% of today's top grossing films star a black actress. Now, popular movies starring women of colour hit a 16-year high in 2022, and that's great. And that was because of all sorts of initiatives that was going on. But I find in Hollywood, it's not represented as much as it is on Netflix. You watch Netflix, every movie, every series has either a black person in a leading role, supporting role, or some kind of role on TV. Still in Hollywood today, when we've got these films coming out, it's not the same. It's still it's not the same. The numbers don't add up. The maths don't math. I wanted to say.
Yeah.
But it's an inherent problem, I think, with just not even just black actresses, black actors as well, that they're not critically acclaimed for the work that they do on TV or on our big screens, and they deserve more. I'm not saying that they're not as good or that they should have an award just because. I'm just saying they should be awarded for the great work that they do, and there have been some great actresses and actors out there that deserve these coveted awards as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the names of a lot of the actors and actresses, but you know, I know that there's a lot of bias that goes on, and you know, a lot of it's engineered. You know, so how do they vote in these people to get awards? We don't know. So like in football, getting the Ballon d'Or, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even watch it because it's just bias. You know who's going to get it all the time. It's either Messi or Ronaldo, but it's never going to be like Bukayo Saka, or you know, they'll be nominated, but you know, we'll see.
Oh, it's such a great feeling when you've resigned, because they leave you alone after that. You know, for the next 4 weeks, it's going to be light duties only. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. No, I'm not coming in this week, actually. I'm going to work from home the whole week. What are you going to do? Sack me? I'm going!
Exactly. And if they sack you, they've got to pay you.
There you go. They're paying my 4 weeks. You know, maybe I'll just be rebellious and they might say, look, we'll just pay you out. Don't come back. No. I like my references. I like to leave on a good note. It's been very rare that I've left a company and it's not been on a good note. I think Bank of America was the only one I took the liberties there. But anyway, Verona, I'm listening to you. All right. And we'll have a chat afterwards. We need to sort out your accounts. We need a good overhaul of your accounts and get you sorted out, girl. Anybody that wants any help in terms of looking for better deals, let me know. I'm quite happy to do all of that. I'm quite happy to help anyone look for better deals with what they got, overhaul everything, all their finances. I do it every year on a regular.
Yeah.
And Verona's up. Go on, sorry.
I was going to say, with Verona, I will. I'll get in contact. Don't worry, we'll sort you out. Okay.
Okay, all right. Well, there are places that you can go to. I mean, yeah, where you can download and get free films for
like
60
SharkyDJ.
quid. Yeah. Don't advertise that too much. Yeah, depending on what you want.
Depends on what you want. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what was I going to talk about next? I come away from everything and I've forgotten what I was going to even discuss next.
Get yourself in trouble there.
I I am. What am I going on about, Sharky? What's
Who
next?
needs help? Everybody needs help.
Oh, Susie Cruz, definitely. Yep. Give me a shout. I haven't got your number, Susie Cruz. So we'll have to. You'll have to ping me on or Messenger or something, and we'll go through it all.
Join the WhatsApp group. Yeah, I've put the link in the chat there on SharkyDJ. Is it SharkyDJ? I put it in.
Yeah.
HPQ. I put it in. Whichever one. Yeah. Just join the WhatsApp group and. Then I'll open the group for messages. It is closed for messages, to be honest with you.
But just join the group anyway, and then I can pick up your number from there. Oh, right. This was a story I wanted to bring you. So, just as much as it, Verona says, listen, we friends outside, we can sort this. Yeah, we're going to sort this. We're going to have you ladies all sorted out and more money in your account. My mortgage is actually coming up soon and I'm shopping around. I'm actually looking around for better deals. I want to pay less. Now, this is a message out. We spoke a story earlier on today saying kangaroos have 3 vaginas, and Verona's saying that they're greedy for that. And
greedy. Imagine a woman with 3 things, three pom-poms, you know what I mean? Jeez, man, would you have fun with that? You just don't know, innit?
Kelsa, I'll tell you why 3 on a little bit later. There's a reason why they do have 3. And the third one only produces once they get pregnant. So just to let you know that much. But I'll bring you the news of that one later. But more importantly, a shocked doctor discovers, right, a 30-year build-up of smegma. You know what smegma is?
No idea.
Well, if I tell you the next sentence, you might know. Discovers a 30-year build-up of smegma under the foreskin of a married man who was suffering agonizing pain. So basically, where he didn't wash properly. Now, he was taking a shower where he felt pain in his genitals, and bits of hardened dirt began to fall into the drain. So my eyes watered then. Mistaking them for kidney stones, he hurried to a urologist to have himself checked. And when the medical professional peeled back the foreskin,
sounds awful.
Accumulation of sickly yellow-brown smegma. We've even got pictures of it, and I ain't going to show them. And then it was calcified scales of dirt, oil, and dead skin. And a foul smell was filling the clinic. Now, did he say he was a married man? A married man he was. That means his wife didn't go near him for 30 years, I take it. She couldn't have done. She couldn't have done, because she'd have known that build-up was there, or he'd never had sex for 30 years. But the doctor's saying no one had told him that it can be retracted to expose the area to clean it properly. And he says that he sees patients with excessive build-up around every 2 years. That's the thing. The fact of the matter is he sees patients every 2 years for build-up. Now, either it's a problem with hormonal problem, or they're not cleaning. So he's urging men, just as like women need to, men need to roll back and clean with water and soap while showering.
Always do. Always
please do.
D
Brown says
please do.
D Brown says smegma stinks when it's not washed properly. How do you know? How do you know, Donald?
How do you know?
How do you know about smegma and the build-up and when it stinks?
Donald,
Verona, help!
Here now. What are you
help, Verona!
Here, Donald, Verona?
I don't know. Kimmy Kim says him nasty bear cheesecake up under his dingaling. It's called smegma, not cheesecake.
I never knew that it was called smegma. Oh,
Black Pearl says dirty blood. Lots of hashtags. Dirty. Yep. Lots of people are saying he's dirty. Well, I can't even talk. I can't even talk. Dr. Chen says it's real, and it was some hard skin that was the hard smegma. In fact, I'm going to show the picture. I think I need to. I think I need to show the
X-rated,
picture.
Hopefully there's no... is it X-rated?
No. No
X-rated.
X-ratedness.
Okay.
No X-ratedness at all.
Do you know
I wouldn't
what
do
I
that.
call when washing? I call it washing the undercarriage. That's what I call it.
Yeah. But this is what was, and it's in a jar.
Oh my God, that looks terrible.
Yeah.
Nasty.
This is the hard bit in the jar.
Mm-mm.
So yeah. And this is it, the hard bit inside of a glove. That's the accumulation of it. That's Dr. Chen, the amazing Dr. Chen.
Jeez.
Some people do some jobs, you know. I don't know if I could do that job, Dr. Chen. I couldn't do it. Big up Dr. Chen, yeah? Let's all big him up.
Yeah. But you know what? It's good to know about these sort of things, especially for women. If you're gonna go with a guy, cleanliness is godliness. You know,
It's next to godliness.
Or next to godliness. And if you are gonna be with a guy, you know, you want to make sure that, you know, if there's a certain scent going on down there, that you say, look, take him in the shower and wash the undercarriage. All right, it's very, very. No, in all seriousness, it's very, very important, because there are some unclean people out there. I mean, like I've seen, like, you know, I do a lot of salsa dancing, and I go to the toilet. You know, you dance with a lot of women. We wash our hands. I've seen guys in the toilet, like in the bowl, come straight from there, straight out, go and dance with the women. And if I see them, I go to the women and say, you know what, he doesn't wash his hands. Yeah, and it's all cleanliness. You wash your hands, hygiene. Very, very important. I do encourage on hygiene and stuff like that. So, you know, you never know if you're going to shake hands with somebody who's got this, what's it called? Spludginess? What's it called? Smegma. There you go. That's why us guys, that's why we bump hands, you know, because we don't want to shake their hands. Don't do no handshake, we just bump fists.
It's like the build-up of volcanic ashes. It's called, what's it called? Magma. It's called, and now this was called smegma. That's some hard stuff under the foreskin. I mean, of course it would hurt. But I don't know. Maybe his wife didn't go near him for ages. Because you'd know, right? Just as a man would know a woman would know a man, you'd know. Yeah. The smell would be there. It's apparent. You know, smells are apparent. A smell is a smell for a reason. Something smells, you need to investigate what that is, whether it's from between your toes, your armpits, your hair, your clothes, your nether regions. If something smells, investigate it and clean it. Please, don't expose it for everybody else. It's not fair. And by the way, just very quickly, Sharky, Kelsa P says she was getting closer to the screen. Is that to look at the smegma? You guys are weirding me out.
Oh, bad. I was just reading backwards as it goes.
No, G-Force, that's not what BJs were created for. Ladies, we ain't cleaning smegma.
That was the creation of BJs, yep.
We are not cleaning smegma. Ladies, you hear what G-Force is saying? That we are the cleaners of smegma. I'm not cleaning any build-up of anything.
You know what? You know, like you said, I'm in tears there. We was talking the other day about people putting their things on OnlyFans because people get, you know, there's weird people out there.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I would imagine that there's people there that would be like, yeah, I really like that, you know.
Oh my God, OnlyFans with smegma. Watch the build-up of smegma live.
G-Force, you're mad. Wash yourself. You're mad. Wash yourself.
Is that what you do, G-Force? It's a nice build-up here after 6 months.
No,
let me go get.
I could imagine G-Force getting slapped in the back of his head by his wife right now. Oh dear.
No,
I'm not going to
G-Force.
reveal his wife's name. I won't reveal his wife's name.
Bless her cotton socks. That's all I can say. Bless her cotton socks.
But knowing G-Force right now, he's got like a bit of a conk in his head.
It's going to come with a big bruise. Well, listen. Not only are we worried about the build-up of smegma, right? We should be worried, right, about the problem in the over 50s now, because apparently, right, Export are calling for the over 50s to be taught safe sex after rates of gonorrhea, chlamydia and syphilis in retirement villages soar. The rates of them getting STIs have soared in a retirement village. How does that happen?
Wow.
How does that happen?
Well, they're just doing things. Just because you get old doesn't mean people stop doing it. It's just that they just stop caring. They just think that everybody's safe, isn't it? That's
Yeah. The sexual risk taking is now common amongst older adults, not just the young people now. The older adults are like, listen, we're here. If we're going to die, let's just die now. Let's
happy,
just die
right?
now, die happy. So the rates of gonorrhea and syphilis have surged by almost a fifth in just 4 years amongst us UK baby boomers. Yeah, the ones that were born in the 50s. Now, apparently they're saying that it could be due to embarrassment and a lack of access to sexual health services, meaning that many will not seek help. And so, you can imagine an older... anybody been to a sexual health clinic, right? And you could go to a sexual health clinic for many things, not just for STIs, by the way. So if you've been to a sexual health clinic, how many times have you seen an older person in there? Have you ever seen like an 89-year-old in there suffering from gonorrhea?
I remember when I was young and I used to see the older people in there. I used to think, what are you doing in here? That was my mentality. What are you doing in here? But obviously you don't know until you get old, you realise, isn't it?
Yep. In England, over 37,000 new STIs were recorded in over 45s in 2019 compared to 31,000 in 2015, an increase of 18%.
Wow.
And they're saying, meanwhile, half of men and almost a third of women aged 70 and over being sexually active are actually sexually active with an STI. That's ridiculous. In a Swedish study, if you live in Sweden, 46% of individuals aged 60 and older are sexually active. 1 in 10 are aged 90 and above. So there's hope for when you reach 90. You can still do it, man. If your heart's still going, you can get there. You can do it. You can do it. But just be prepared. Just be careful of STIs, please. I know the young people don't want to use condoms and things, but you old people got to use them as well. Don't feel so you're not susceptible to them. MBE David J says, Sharky, we're killing it this morning. Oh my days. Yeah. Well, listen, we're not afraid to tackle subjects that are out there. Kangaroos are 3 vaginas. Men have build-up of smegma, and people over 50 are getting STIs. What's going on in the world?
And you finally get to do the deeds, and he's got smegma. What are you going to do? Remember, he's got everything. He's absolutely the perfect person that you've met. You get on very well with him. Extremely well. Remember. And you've got smegma. What would you do? Would you just forget it, or would you just help him out? I mean, come on. This guy is the man for you, apart from the smegma.
Look, I'm sorry, but if a man is of your ripe, mature age, and you got to be teaching him about smegma at that age, there's a problem. That means that's been going on for years. And if it's been going on for years, how many partners have you had that haven't told you about it? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be the one to tell you about a build-up of smegma. Your ex-partner should have done that, and by the time you reach me, it's all dealt with. I'm not dealing with the problem. No. Let that be somebody else's. No. And it's the same as a woman. If a man finds a woman's got a build-up of anything down there, you wonder what kind of cleanliness routine that someone has. And it's either they don't know, or your mother really didn't teach you and you don't know. But like I said, everybody knows about a smell. If there's a smell, something's wrong.
Well, you know what?
Simple as that.
I think if I'd met somebody and that I'd really liked, maybe talk it out. Listen, let's sort you out. I'm going to be the one to sort you out.
No, I don't have time for that. No. What, you mean if I just met you at 60-something years old and you had a smegma issue? I'm not holding your hand. I'd be no,
You've
sorry.
seen the person for a while. Let's say, for instance, you've known them for about a year, and you get on really well.
And you don't know about the build-up of smegma in a year?
No, you don't know because you've not been down there in a year. It's the first time you're going down there and you see it. But this person, you've gotten after loads of different guys, but this one,
surely he would have
all the interests. He's got his house paid for. He's got a good job. He's like,
I don't care. I don't care. If it smells, there's something wrong. It's rancid. You know that word rancid? Oh. And the worst thing is that, when you're in relationships, a bit like when you're younger, you cop a feel, right? You feel. When you feel that hard smegma build up,
Hold on.
It's not like it's sitting flat, right? It's a build up. It's hard. You got to crack it open like a wall. No. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Spice Nice says, Sharky DJ, I will do the same. What would you like? Talk to them, or would you get rid of them? Would you do the same as me, and just like try and? Because remember, look, it's hard to come by good people, right? Good persons. You met this guy, and he's the only thing that's wrong for this damn guy's got smacked. Can't you just like help and sort him out?
No, Lovely Lee, would you help out? Lovely Lee, you met the man of your dreams, right? Seriously, Verona. If you met the man of your dreams, like Sharky said, right, at this day and age now, and you went to the doctors and the doctors chipped out, right? Not even took out, chipped out about a whole pound of smegma. No, I don't know. Spice Nice says, I will talk to them before I go there. Nah.
Look, you know what? Sometimes
G-Force says buy him a Brillo pad. Oh. Oh. G-Force. Oh, I just felt that. Oh. Some people do use Brillo pads though. There's a little fetish for that on OnlyFans. Verona Green says, there you go. Get rid of the smegma boy.
Well, there you go. Look, there's some people like me out there that would help, like Spice Nice. Listen, I'll be honest with you. If I was like out there looking for somebody, and let's say, for instance, it was you I'd met and you had smegma, or not smegma, you had some kind of, I'd talk to you and say, listen, let's sort this out. Because no one else need to know, and if you agreed to
But people will know. It's a smell.
But listen, if you agreed and everything's fine, then you were quite happy to go along and we go down and I'll sort you out. You know what I mean? But don't leave me after that, because I will do damage to you. I will plant smegma back on it.
I just don't. It couldn't sit well with me. It's like seeing rotten egg or cheese, and you can't eat egg or cheese again, right? You just can't. If I see that, if I go, okay, let's just say I'm supportive and I'm coming with you to the doctors, and I'm seeing them chip out all of this stuff, and I'm sitting there thinking, how long did that build up for? And you want me to stay with you afterwards and play with it? No. I'd have to be using hand sanitizer, mouth sanitizer, every kind of sanitizer forever. No, it couldn't work.
There you go.
That picture would never leave me.
Nice. We're reasonable people. We're realists. We're like, okay, you know what? We found this person. We like them. They're perfect for us. You know what? Let's try and sort them out. That's what I would do.
And for the record, people, Sharky ain't got no smegma build up.
Well, you made it very plain and clear that if you did, you wouldn't go there.
So there you go.
Obviously, they're gonna know that.
No smegma build up here. There's a no smegma zone. I'm telling you, it'd have been long time ago. That and the smegma. Telling you, it's really. Anyway, I've got to go, people. It's been a wonderful show. I will see you next week. Spice Nice likes the smegma. That's all I know. I'm going on that note.
No,
see you guys next week.